Hi guys, and welcome to our top 10 favorite things to do in Italy.
Alright guys, before we get started, this is in no particular order like all of our top 10 videos except for number 1, so you guys are going to stick around for that number 1. Alright, let's jump into this. So our first one on this list is going to be enjoying the hot springs in
Tuscany.
So beautiful. It's such a great way to escape the cold weather, at least when we were there, and just soak up in that awesome water.
Yeah, I would say just as a tip, definitely tie your hair up, because after we went into the hot springs, we let our hair down and our hair was so fried afterwards.
Yeah, there's like a lot of sulfur in the water. Also, don't wear jewelry. I wore this necklace. Luckily, I've been able to save it, but it basically turned like
it
black.
will tarnish.
Yeah, so other than that though, just enjoy your time out there. It's like really fun. A couple notable hot springs, obviously Sardinia, which is like a super Instagrammable famous hot spring, and then White Whale, which we found when we were over there. It was a super cool spot. We spent hours just soaking over there.
That one was my favorite, but weirdly enough, Saturnia when we went was not really hot.
It wasn't super hot, yeah.
It was like lukewarm water.
And then they have those little like mosquito larvas floating around, which are kind of like a little creepy. I don't know, I wasn't a huge fan of those guys, but yeah, it was still super beautiful. Definitely more picturesque, so that's a place you go to get your photos, soak for a little bit, and then get out of there because it's busy.
So for the next one on the top 10 list, which actually might be like my second favorite thing that we did on our whole trip, was the restaurant that we went to in Cinque Terre.
It's like Nissan Dorma or something like that. We'll throw it on the screen. Just insane spot. Like,
not only was the staff super friendly, the views were beautiful, the appetizers and drinks were amazing. You have to try the mojito.
The cheese board was like so good. Like, we didn't do the proper like wine tasting and cheese in Tuscany, and so we got the Cinque Terre, we ordered that cheese board, and like they had all this local Tuscan cheeses, and they used the basil, or was it
mint.
The mint that's grown in Cinque Terre. They're using that. These tank fruit flies, get out of here. Hawaii's just got freaking bugs everywhere. It's annoying. But yeah, that mojito was definitely the best I've had. So yeah, super fresh, great stuff. The pricing wasn't that bad either. The cocktails are around $8 each, which really is not too bad.
And I think the cheese board was only like 20.
Yeah.
Well, euro.
Yeah. It's expensive, but I mean, that's world-class food, you know? Like, how often are you gonna have Tuscan cheeses? Hardly ever.
Or yeah. I mean, just go. It's really fun.
And the sunset is just killer there, and you get the perfect view of Manarola. You can actually just snap some photos there, and they're like, that photo I got there on Blue Hour was one of my favorite photos I've ever taken in my entire life. Like, it turned out so nice. And like, I was literally just drinking, and I was just at the table and took that photo. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, it's an awesome spot. On to the next one. Hike Seceda for sunrise. Seceda is up in the Dolomites. Super picturesque, like incredible spot. You can go up here during the day if you're not like into hiking, and you can take a gondola, which is around like $30. But yeah, it's just crazy. There's a massive cliff on the left side, and I mean, I'll just let these drone shots speak for themselves. It's pretty insane. We went up for sunrise. You had to get up at like 4. It's a 2-hour hike up, and
the trail, you guys have to know, when you park in the parking lot, you're gonna take the road up, not the actual like hiking trail up.
Otherwise you're gonna run into horses like in the middle of the night, which could be like,
but it's also weird. Faster. I think maybe it's a little bit harder.
It's you like might get lost on the trail. I think I would probably get lost in the trail like at night if I'm not don't know what I'm doing. So if you just follow the service road up from Prep Plan parking area, I think that's what it's called, it'll take you straight up there. Just have like Google Maps on your phone and you'll be good to go. So incredible sunrise. I could not believe those colors that we got up there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
definitely worth the early wake up. Up next on the list, we are gonna be exploring the streets of Venice. Like, honestly, in order to like get a full view of what Venice actually is, you just want to get lost in the streets.
Seriously.
Go eat food. Go, I don't know.
Honestly, even when we did get actually lost in the streets, it was like one of the best experiences we had on our trip. We literally, our phone died, and like, you guys don't even understand like how easy it is to get lost there, because like with all the canals and stuff, like there's only a couple bridges that get you over the main canal, and so like if you don't Google Maps, like it's a maze. And like our phone died, and then we found some people from like Eastern Europe, and we became friends with them because they were lost, and we were all like coming together and trying to figure out how to get to the train station.
Trying to find how to get out of this freaking place.
And it was really fun, honestly. Like, it was a good experience, good adventure. So, but yeah, so many sites there. You could stop, grab a spritz. I don't know, just
gelato. There's so much good food around there.
Yeah, I feel like all the touristy spots we went to were just kind of the same as everything else in Venice. Like, it didn't wow me more than anywhere else did in Venice. I just really liked finding little secluded spots and bridges to take photos on and stuff. But
oh yeah, that was fun. Don't
miss Venice. We almost skipped it. We thought it was gonna be like overhyped, but it's a one-of-a-kind city for sure. So don't miss it. All right, visit Europe's most beautiful lake. I guess this is kind of subjective, but I personally think it is Lago di Braies.
But you've never been anywhere outside of it.
I've seen a lot of photos of other places, and I don't know, when I saw photos of Lago di Braies, like, I was like, I gotta go there. The place is incredible, super blue lake. We went there during the fall time, so all the trees were changing colors, and yeah.
The reflection,
just beautiful.
Because the water is so still, the mountains are right there.
Yeah, not a lot to say about it other than look at the photos, look at the video. It really is that beautiful in person, so you just gotta see it.
Next on the list is visiting the Towers of Mordor.
Yes, such a sick spot.
It's actually not too hard of a hike, but the views are super rewarding. It's kind of sketchy though, a little bit.
Kinda, yeah.
Like, I mean, if you fall, you're dead. And the trail's like this big, there's a wall right here, and then there's a drop off. I don't know, just be careful. But it's super scenic, and I think probably one of your favorite things that we did on the whole trip.
Definitely. It's like in Trecime Lavarendo National Park. I think I said that right. And yeah, we didn't even really check out the actual like main site. We just skipped it and went straight to the Towers of Mordor. It's like a new kind of found spot that's been pretty popular like online, and incredible. So check it out.
Photographer's dream.
Only like what, 30-minute hike over?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all right, next one. This one is, it's like one of those things you just kind of have to do. You just got to do it, but it wasn't like necessarily like anywhere close to being like my number one favorite, but that's explore Rome.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much history there. I mean, it's one of the oldest cities in the world, and
it was still really cool to see.
You got to do it. Like, you got to see the fountain, you got to see the Vatican, you got to Colosseum. Like,
you don't necessarily have to spend like a whole week there. Maybe 2 days is good, but I think
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really fun city too. I think that was one of my favorite cities that we've ever been to. Honestly,
yeah, it was. We're not huge fans of cities. If you guys have been following us for a while, you know that. So, yeah, Rome was a cool city though. So, yeah, you gotta do it. Go check it out. It's great.
One of our other favorite things to do was renting our own Zodiac boat.
Sardinia. That was awesome.
Yeah, in Sardinia. We took it along the Brunei Coast. It's about a 4-hour drive.
Like there, I think to the end and back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would make this like the number one thing on the list, but the conditions were just not super good. And, like, my stomach was really hurting, and yeah.
We had two
story for another
time. You were seasick.
Our friends were seasick. Our boat's
She's throwing up. Walker's shitting in the water. I was throwing up because they were.
Yeah, it was crazy. Our anchor got stuck, which was like kind of a expensive thing that we weren't expecting. Normally the waters there is just like flat as can be. So I guess going on shoulder season, like, we kind of ran the risk of like, you know, it being choppy and stormy. And so But yeah, like the views are just incredible. Like I didn't even know this existed. Like it just blew my mind when I was doing research on Italy and I figured out about this coastline. But they have they're like 1,000-foot cliffs and all these beautiful beaches at the bottom that you can only get to by boat. And normally it's just like crystal clear, still water. It's like paradise. And you can just drive your boat around without any license. Yep. It's just so cool. Like, and it was only 100 euros for the day to rent our own boat. Split it 4 ways, it's $25 each. It's like the cheapest tour you can do in Italy. And it was fun to learn how to drive a boat. Never done that. So next thing on the list, which obviously everyone goes to Italy for, is the delicious food and drinks.
Yeah, when you think about Italy, you think about exactly that, right?
Yeah. So
everyone's like, why are you going to Italy? Well, I don't know, because the food, the drinks, the views.
Yeah. So try Aperol Spritz, something you guys have to try. I really like them a lot. I thought they were great. It's like honestly cheaper than buying beer there. So if you guys like to have drinks here and there, I would get that. It's whatever all the locals drink.
Yeah, the Aperols, really did like those. I like mojitos, and they did those really well over there too.
Yeah. Pretty much everything's good. Pizza.
Pastas.
It's really cheap. Pasta you can get for pretty cheap, like cheaper than you would be able to get here in the US. Yeah, just follow your nose, try lots of things. The coffee.
Gelato.
Everything's delicious, guys. Yeah.
Everything, yeah.
So, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. All right, on to the number one. Drum roll.
Okay, so we actually did have great conditions this day. This is another thing that we did in Sardinia.
It's a boat tour. It's awesome.
It was a boat tour that we did with like a few other people. It's a pretty big boat.
Yeah.
But I think that was definitely our favorite thing that we did. It was just, I've never seen crystal clear waters like that before, and coming from Hawaii, that says a lot because we have like amazing oceans out here.
Yeah.
But over there, man, like the Mediterranean Sea it blew my mind.
Yeah, out in Sardinia, that isolated island out there in the middle of the Mediterranean, like that water was just unreal. Like I could not believe it once we jumped off that boat into that water. It was just crazy. Like so beautiful. Like I don't think I'll ever see water like that ever again.
Oh,
I really hope I do,
Europe,
but it was so beautiful. It seems hard to believe. Boat tour was killer. The islands that we went to were some of the most beautiful I've ever seen. Man, it was just such a good day.
Had I gone to just Sardinia and Italy, I would have been happy with that too. Like it was that pretty. Like
you could probably
cannot skip over Sardinia if you go to Italy. You have to go.
You have to. It's super underrated, especially among American tourists, and I would definitely recommend it. Even during off season and shoulder seasons, like it's just such a beautiful island. It's really big. It's not like a small island like here in Hawaii or Oahu. So just account for that when you go there. Also guys, we have an entire itinerary that we just put out for Italy, which covers everything that we did in this top 10 today. So we'll link that below or on the screen. Go check it out and see if you guys can make it work and go check out all this stuff. It's a 3-week itinerary.
I hope you guys enjoyed our top 10 things to do in Italy. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace, guys.